So for me, CMH needs to know what the court's role. The court is not clinical. The court does not give clinical recommendations. It is vice versa. The two systems don't talk, and that's done purposefully. And so the CMH need to educate the court on terms of what they can and cannot do, be very honest and open about that and transparent so that the court can make decisions based on the information that they were given from the CMH.
So the court needs to know that the CMH can provide the services that they are authorizing, or if they can't, like Sojourner said. So if there is an instance where the CMH cannot do something, the court needs to know that, because the court does not have that clinical knowledge. The court comes from a place of blindness, if you will, and they need the CMH to lead them. So it's imperative that the CMH is upfront with the court about what they can provide. And also, the CMH is the authority really in this space. And the court is not trying to be that authority, but the court needs to know that they have the support of the CMH and also knowledgeable CMH employees and liaisons who are working with the court. I think it needs to start with a sit down. So I think that there has to be a sit down between court leadership and CMH, not necessarily leadership, but the people who are actually doing the work with the AOTs. They need to meet and they need to discuss. They need to begin to build a rapport and build trust. That is the only way that the court will begin to loosen its grip, if you will, its non-clinical grip on some of these orders and the recommendations, is establishing trust with the CMH and ensuring that they are able to have discourse and have conversations around AOT and other mental health related issues with the CMH.
I would say before that, they need to read the mental health code. They need to read chapter 4 so they can have some general understanding and knowledge of what the court is going by and what the court makes a ruling based upon. Having that general knowledge and framework will help build that relationship because the courts is going to assume that this is the business that you're doing, that you have at least done that. And so I always tell anyone in this space, read the chapter. It doesn't tell you A, B, C, and D, but at least you understand. So when the judge rules, you're like, oh, well, he's basing this based upon what the statute said. Okay, how can I create these treatment modalities based upon this? And so it gives you just a framework to have some knowledge and so that you all can have a conversation and it is an exchange as opposed to someone just telling you and you're like, okay. Well, we need each other. We need each other. And so, again, coming from that place of needing each other, you can do, formally with the memorandum of understanding, outlining what your role is going to be. They outline what their role is going to be, and holding each other accountable for that. And I think just being a person, do what you say you're going to do, and do it. And if there's a hiccup or if there's some problems or concern, you reach out, you ask for permission as opposed to begging for forgiveness. And we keep the main thing, which is the member. And so if we always keep the member, the consumer, the customer base, the center, then I think that, and to have that MOU, I think that that's half the battle.
I think the court can support providers by eventually getting to a point where they can do review hearings for those individuals who are not adherent with their order, and may just need a little bit of the black robe effect, if you will, with a judge really sitting down with the individual or someone sitting down with the individual to ask why they're not adherent to their order, giving the court an opportunity to kind of play the heavy in that lane, to take some of the strain off of the case managers and let the individual inform the court on their own behalf as to why they may not be doing something. I think the court can also play a role for or support providers by being available to give them their options so that they know what is legally possible and what is not. So a lot of times providers think that if someone is not following a civil commitment order, then they would just go to jail or they would be picked up by the police. The court can give them all of their options, what is available to them, and help these providers to come up with the best solution. I think sometimes they just look at the options that are available to them and they just kind of pick one. But if they had maybe somebody in a position in the court where they could bounce those ideas off of, they could come up with ideas that may be best reflective of what the member needs. AOT matters to the court because we see um, pretty much the same faces come through the court. There are not a ton of new cases that come through the court, at least my court, that come through each year. A lot of the cases that come through are cases, repeat cases, people who have been in the system for a very long time. And AOT can really help to break that cycle of individuals involuntarily being committed to treatment by ensuring that they receive resources in the community to stop that revolving door. So it's important because it will stop the burden, if you will, of court cases coming before the court and stop individuals from being placed in hospitals over and over and over again without being treated. And also, it will help hospitals to treat those who really need to be treated and allow the community to treat those who can be treated in the community. So I think that it's important to the court because it will stop the cycle of individuals going through these different systems that are not appropriate for them.
Also, it's a support to families and the community. It gives people an opportunity, who see our customer base more so than anybody else. And so it's an opportunity to help bridge that gap and to get them the necessary treatment that they need. The one thing I could say that Judge Burton did when he created the behavioral health unit is he gave the community a voice and an opportunity to let their concerns be heard and to get people and their family members and their loved ones the help that they need.